Yeah.
So do I just record while we watch?
Yeah,
cricket?
this will just be part of it.
Yeah.
This will be a watch-along special, but you'll be able to listen to it.
This will be in the background, Keezy.
Right.
Are you recording now?
I just worry it's not going to sound as good if it's just us watching cricket.
I prefer that it sounds bad because our numbers are getting quite high.
Oh, you want to drop them down?
Yeah, well, you just want to sort of have a cult presence.
There's a real danger of us overblowing.
That's right.
You know, and just on that front, Pugs was saying we're 6 punters away from 24,000 followers in the old Insta there.
Are we going to get on it when that happens?
Yeah.
We're going to get off the wagon when that happens.
Going to get off the wagon. Is that all good?
Yeah, no, that's good by me. What do you reckon? I mean,
actually,
I don't even need to ask you that, Keezy.
If you're listening to this show and you're not following the Hodaki Big Show on Instagram, what are you doing?
True that.
Search Hodaki Big Show. Because we
Massive.
get like 40, 50, I don't know, however many thousands of listeners on a podcast or whatever, then we've only got 20-something thousand on Instagram.
Weird, eh?
Yeah.
So just follow us.
And just on that, I think literally our live show is about 250,000 listeners.
Yes,
exactly.
minute.
A quarter of a million. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
it seems crazy that we don't have more on Insta. You're right, Keezy.
It's almost like our content's shit or something.
It's almost like, I don't know, like it feels like Elon Musk or Zuckerberg's working against us.
Yeah.
See, I reckon it's old Amazon, Bezos.
I just worry that maybe Pugs isn't doing his job.
Yeah, Bezos is on the gear.
Is he?
You seen him?
No.
Jeff Bezos?
Is he working out?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, he's not just working out, he's on the gear.
How do you know he's on the gear?
He's on the steroids because he's massive for a 65-year-old.
If you're a 65-year-old billionaire, second richest man in the world, do you really feel the need to be ripped as hell as well?
I think it helps your health as well, though, so that's probably what he's worried about.
But not steroids.
Is he the one with
the steroids do, yeah.
Bezos
testosterone.
Bezos is the shaved head dude, eh?
That's right. I mean, you
he's
say,
bald.
I see, yeah.
He's bald, yeah.
You say shaved. So, yeah.
Oh,
that's a bald motherfucker.
So he's really beefed up, is he?
He is, yeah.
Because
someone was saying
he's never been.
He
that
was
huge.
he was a nerd,
yeah,
wasn't he? And then just recently, I think not long after his wife left him, because he was shagging someone else's wife.
I love it how when you're like 20 and you break up with your girlfriend, you decide to get ripped as. This dude's done the same thing, but he's 60-something and he's a billionaire.
He's 60 off. Oh, yeah.
What?
He's quite big.
I'll come around and have a look.
And touch wood, it never happens. Break up with my lovely wife. I'm just gonna go totally to seed.
He is.
I'm gonna
jacked.
fucking get on it.
They reckon it says here he's on the growth hormones. Human growth hormones.
But wouldn't that be bad for your health?
I think human growth hormones are bad, aren't they?
Definitely. Anything that's not supposed to be in there and you're putting it in there.
And you're maximising that. Well, I think what HGH does is if whatever you've got, it will intensify it. So if you've also got cancer, now this is probably not true.
Right.
Then it makes that
even worse.
Yeah.
Right.
But just on that front, in terms of, like breaking up with your partner, because you hear that story all the time.
Yeah.
And everyone just gets ripped or they do the full makeover. Fuck that.
I think
I am just going to become even more of a slob.
But that's because you've just checked out, right? You're done. You're
Yeah,
like, that's me
I am.
done. Whereas I'm still 31, so I'd be like, nah, I got to get ripped to
I
shreds.
can honestly say that that's what I'd do.
Yeah.
Because I am not the least bit interested if I was not being married to my wife and being in another relationship.
Well, that may be I don't know. I mean, maybe not a permanent relationship, but I've seen you looking out this window here. I mean,
oh my
you
God.
are
Eyes to the front.
absolutely
Give
appalling.
me a
Eyes.
fucking break. You two are absolute shockers.
You're a shocker.
Keezy is absolutely next level.
My back is to the window, so I have no idea. All I can go is...
Excuse me, is there not windows right in front of you there?
Oh, well, no, not in front of me, but that's for the door.
Yeah, and what, people don't go out the door to get in there?
90% of people don't use that door. That's correct.
You
They
know
use the
that as
other
well.
one, the double door's over there. But all I can go off is the eyes bulging out of your head and your tongue hanging out of your head.
Look.
What about yesterday when he was like, oh, yeah, baby? When someone...
I've been in the studio with some shockers over the years. Let me tell you. I've been in the studio with some shockers.
Yeah.
And you two are next fucking level.
We're next level.
Keezy
What?
is just, for a newly married man, Minogue, it concerns me.
I love it how when you're
how he is,
Yeah.
how he is a wandering eye. Boy, oh boy.
Well, all I'm saying is if there was money being offered on you going into a new relationship, I wouldn't rule it out.
Nah.
Plus, you've got all those big show groupies. You know how we get thousands and thousands of.
There's so many dudes that would be keen.
Yeah,
Nah.
especially in Christchurch. Remember
Not
that guy? I
doing
saw
it.
his penis like 3 times.
Not doing it.
It was tiny. Yeah.
Not doing it. Ever.
I think if I was to.
And I'm not going to break up to prove my point either, by the way.
I'll promise you that now.
Hey, by the way, Mogi, Pugs has found the audio.
Oh, good. Bring
so
it
that's
up.
good. Yeah,
so we can
yeah.
get to the bottom of this on the show.
We're going to do it on the show.
Yeah, big time,
the
yeah.
snacks.
That's a change of tune because originally it was going to be on the potty.
Yeah, well, we just felt the more listeners, the better.
Oh,
I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
we can,
yeah.
we can do it on the potty if you want.
Because no, I'm happy to do it on the show. But I will say on the podcast, because this is a different audience, there's not a chance in hell I'm paying either of you two for having snacks in the ACC studio.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, hang
All
on.
right.
What if the audio is you saying that?
We all knew what this bit was for.
No,
this
no,
was
no,
for
no,
the big
no,
show.
no,
so
no.
there is no chance whatsoever because we knew what the bet was for. I am not paying you a fucking cent. If I have if I have snacks out here prior to the big show, if I have snacks in the studio for the rest of the year, I will 100% pay you out. But you can get fucked as far as that goes.
Do you think, Keezy, we touched a nerve there, mate?
Well, I mean, I just you was going on about
What?
gentlemen bets yesterday.
totally.
It's not
And-
touching a nerve. It is we knew what the bet was, and if you think
Yep.
I'm paying you for it, you can get fucked.
Look,
So that's
look,
all there
now,
is to it.
all
There's
I
no
will-
nerve. There is only the bet. There is only the bet.
All I will say is we'll let the audio do its own explaining.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because we've got the audio.
And it's fine. So we'll get the audio, and still, no matter what it says, you can get fucked.
What? What do you mean? What
We
the
know what the
audio's-
bet was for. At no time did I ever say before the ACC or if I'm working on another job or if I'm out of the building, there is no fucking way I'm paying you for that.
Okay.
But if I do it before the show or in the studio on the big show, 100% I will pay you.
It's harder to get footage of him doing it because
It won't require footage, Keezy, because I will be honest about it. I'm an honest
Really?
man. I would far rather pay than take. Do you think that I would lose that bet and then take your money at the end of the year?
Yeah.
I am not a piece of fucking shit like you two. I would never take your money if I didn't earn it. So if that's how you want to do it, that's all good. But I will never I will die before I fucking pay you a cent.
Okay. Well, it's on the table. It's on the table. That's good. That's good.
shall we start the podcast?
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy. The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Maybe not.
Fan of the Hodaki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jace, Mike and Keezy on their Instagram and TikTok at Hodaki Big Show. Or tune into them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hodaki. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. So 41 to win, 2 wickets in hand, England. Easy peasy. Massive New Zealand victory here. No question.
Tension
I
in
think it's
the
going to get right
studio.
down. I just think she's going to be tight, boy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tense in here now. You know, I've never had it like this before. It's
Oh,
like
after that, that's not tense.
I'm very relaxed, Keezy. And I noticed your eyes straying just in the last bloody 30 seconds,
Jace,
by the way.
if you're going to say that, can you at least wait until a hottie is actually walking past? Because what actually happens is you say eyes to the front, Keezy, because I can't see. I then turn around to see the hottie.
Yeah.
So you've already seen the hottie.
That's right.
By the way, you're tasting hotties. Jesus. Out the gate.
Thanks, mate.
What else is going on? Pissed down with rain last night, apparently.
Did it?
Apparently. I didn't hear it, but it woke my wife up.
Yeah,
And my workmate as well. And she never wakes up, but I didn't wake up.
No, I had
Normally
no
I
idea.
wake up, but I was fucking out to it.
It must have been between like 1 and 4 or something then.
Right.
Must have been something, yeah. Jace,
4 runs?
4
Yeah.
runs there,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
well, I'll get into this in the show. I'm not sleeping anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
My
way to
new-
go, I reckon.
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah.
smart.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, I always remember the great David Bowie when we used to chat, and he was a big believer in sleeping was a waste of time and creative energy. So he slept very, very little, but as I say, I'll talk about that in the show because I've got some
Yeah,
plans
because
in
it's like
place.
you sound like the bad guy on that really bad James Bond movie with Pierce Brosnan, Die Another Day. It's a guy who never wants to sleep and wants to be awake for 23 and a half hours minimum a day.
Right.
And
What's
then
that work
Pierce
out
Brosnan
from?
ends up surfing on a tsunami.
I think I've told you about my mate who was an artiste, and he went
With an
through,
E on the end.
with an E on the
Right.
end and a little one of those
You don't see
thingies.
many of those.
An accent.
He experimented with sleep deprivation for like 3 or 4 days.
As an
and-
artist.
Yeah, because he wanted to see what effect it had on him, and he recorded himself, and it was fucked up. He was hallucinating off his head.
Yeah, it's not
and he
good.
wasn't taking anything. He was just, and he would sit in a chair and like hold cutlery, so that if he nodded off, he'd just drop it and wake up again.
Right.
Did it
What
for
is
like
the point of that?
Well, because he wanted to see what his body. He was one of those guys. And it was like that with drugs and all sorts of stuff. He just wanted to see what the effect was on his body and his mind.
And
Sure. So he also did it with drugs.
But not the
that
sleep
time.
deprivation,
Right.
no. But
he discovered that he fell asleep and was very tired. That's what he found out by that experiment.
he discovered that he was hallucinating off his head.
Crazy, but not
And-
in an enjoyable way.
And,
surely.
and reality and time just was completely fucking warped.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
He didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a sleep deprivation special,
Oh, that's a good idea.
which we do
On Basil.
most Mondays anyway.
Yeah.
When are we doing the Basil special, by the way?
When we get some basil, I guess. When's basil in season?
Now is probably peak
Is that
time,
something that
actually.
is that something that
We get a client on board for?
yeah, that they'll pay us for? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
assuming that the NZME will pay for that.
Like a basil special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'd have to be on the weekend, wouldn't it? So we could do it this weekend.
Can we be fucked doing it in the weekend? I mean,
Nah, I don't want to come in on the weekend.
yeah, I mean, the weekend. I mean, mind you, we'll be basiled.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll still be fun.
Yeah, she's growing season at the moment, not harvest season at the moment.
Oh, is it? I would have thought end of summer you're doing a fair amount of harvesting, depending on where you're planting.
About April.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Easter.
Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's heaps around anyway.
Can we do a
Yeah.
meth
A lot of
special?
hydro. Oh, meth special. I think so. Yeah.
Pugs has basil.
Pugs has got heaps of weed, man. He's off his face.
What do you mean weed? We want basil.
Well, no, he was saying he's a bit short on the basil. He's got heaps of speed and amphetamines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Well, we
he-
could do a speed special.
Because, he stays here till like 2 a.m. after we finish the show. Do you know that?
We'll be having a real chat,
It's just-
won't we, on the
it's
old
hard.
speedos?
Because I can't tell what he does because there's no difference in output on the socials or anything.
Yeah.
it's like,
He just speeds up and stays here till like 2 a.m.
far out.
Well, they're going to bring in old Bracewell.
Yeah, how many? Oh, 36.
I heard a ripper of a yarn actually on the weekend from a mate of mine who he was 25 at the time and was living down south in a country town. Friday night, he was pretty drunk. It was 2 a.m. and his mate came home from the pub with a dude who's probably like 50, clear meth head.
Yeah.
Walked in the room, said hi to everyone, unscrewed the light bulb, went into the spare room, and then came back out and started asking about where he grew up.
Started asking us.
So walks into the bedroom, takes the light bulb out, comes back 10 minutes later and just, oh, yes, where are you from?
Did I tell you just on that?
Yes.
Did I tell you this on that? A mate of mine brought this dude home, and I won't say his name because he's actually, it turns out, quite notorious. And he was about 5 foot.
Yeah.
He literally just
Precious Mackenzie.
got let out of prison. And he came over to our flat, and I think it was in the afternoon. And the first thing he said was, "You guys want some fucking mushies?"
Cool. Yeah.
And we went, "Oh, yeah." Anyway,
Yes.
we might have taken some,
Maybe.
and
He's the arsehole.
and
though.
maybe that we were having some quite profound reaction to it. And this guy's dream was to open up brothels all over the place. That was his dream.
Yeah.
And he talked about when he was born, because he was a cesarean birth.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was, I'll never
Could he
forget
remember
it.
this, could he?
I'm looking at him, watching him grow a beard on his face while he's talking to me. And he said, because he talked about the fact that he was a cesarean birth, and he said, "Mate, I wasn't born, you guys. I fucking escaped." And my mate and I were like, and it got to the point where he was so intense and he wanted to open up brothels all around the place. And my mate and I just went, "Oh, we're going to go for a walk, dude. We've got to just..."
You just gapped it. Nice.
Yeah, just left. But then we got back and he was still in our fucking flat. He stayed the night.
he was
It
at
a
your
nightmare.
place.
He was in our flat. My mate brought him home. I don't
Oh
know
my
where
God.
he met him. A fucking mare.
It's true.
Did he ever achieve his dreams?
I don't know. He's probably in prison again. He was a psycho.
I always thought that'd be a good money-making idea for going around doing reviews of brothels. You should do this, Keezy. When it became legalised, it's sort of like a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, and you could allocate
TripAdvisor.
stars, like a TripAdvisor for each.
I'm trying to think of a funny
Lady
word. All
of
I've
the
got
night.
is TitAdvisor, but I can
Do
probably do better.
you do reviews?
No, only if they're. I've probably done 2. I got an email the other day to say people were loving my
Your reviews.
Same, yeah.
That's what
I
they
get
say.
that all
And
the
then you're
time.
like, oh, I got to check that out. It's
So
like,
I
No,
think
what I
4
get
likes
is
or
your
some shit.
reviews are extremely popular.
Extremely popular.
Yes,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh,
I think
are they?
if you're going to leave a negative
Try
review,
to
though,
make you do
you should also leave positive reviews. You know, if somebody's really good. If you're just going to slam it,
yeah.
because that's the issue.
Now, I only do positive ones,
Yeah, same. And
but they
I'm,
have to be really bloody good.
I'm the same with Uber.
You
I mean,
give them
usually-
all 1 star.
Usually I can't be fucked, but
you're
I
going to
make
give them
sure.
5 stars because
Yeah.
they're getting a pretty raw deal on the whole situation, Jace. Actually, another interesting thing about Uber, I said to the guy, if I give you a tip like $5, do you get that money? He's like, I don't know. I've never gotten a tip. And I was like, shit, I've been tipping Uber drivers for ages.
Same.
And apparently it makes no difference.
Right.
It just goes straight to Uber.
Oh, right, okay. That's
I
good to
don't know. That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
no,
I
I-
want to find that out before you
Yeah.
say that on the air and these guys stop getting tips.
No.
All our listeners.
Oh,
will be
yeah.
going,
No.
yeah.
The opposite. Apparently it goes straight to him.
Yeah, worth looking into, but
Crazy, eh?
yeah, I don't think I've ever given a tip.
I
Uber.
often do.
Extra $5 for your
But
car, not
after
raking.
the last tip I got, where I told you at the restaurant I was at, it was 10, 15 or 20% of the bill. Of
That
the
was
total
bullshit.
bill. I just went, fuck that, man.
Restaurant tipping's different. They're already making, it's already cost a fortune. Hundreds of dollars, those fancy restaurants. And now the ones asking for tips.
Fancy restaurants.
Yeah.
I'm just very conscious because my reviews are extremely popular.
Oh, they're so well
That
written.
people
That's
go,
the thing.
that
You
fucking
actually got
hoodie J is a tight ass. He didn't tip us.
So are you actually leaving reviews as Hoity J?
I don't know. I don't even know how I'm leaving. Google says, what did you think of blah, blah, blah?
And then you'll be like, oh, it was pretty good.
Yeah, this was okay. And I give it 5 stars or 4 stars.
I wasn't hungry because I'd eaten 5 bags of chips beforehand.
I'd still be hungry, Keezy.
Oh, right.
They're just snaps.
Your Horaki Big Show Keezy word of the day is
New Zealand victory.
I hope they win after that. Hey, don't forget to send all the Keezy words into the Hodaki Big Show on Instagram and your mobile number as well. We could be calling you on Monday with a prize pack. Also, follow us on Instagram, Mr. Mike Minogue, Hoity J, Chris Key and Z. Call me Pugs there in the B studio. Eh?
Call me Pugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.